Hey everybody, welcome to KISS Replicas. I'm David Paya. Today we're going to talk about the production pieces of your officially licensed Demon Destroyer armor. So this isn't a prototype, it's not a pre-production piece, we've done plenty of those. You're looking at actual production pieces that you're going to be receiving. And I'm talking about those who've ordered the dark armor. Yes, we have offered it in two variations. The dark armor that was, and we've referenced the Empire State Building Day, and all the pictures are online, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with that. So that day there, that's the paint job and the finishing and the way the armor looks. That's what we focused on for this release in this color here. As far as the silver goes, and we'll do a separate video for that, that's further down in the Destroyer tour, towards the end of it, where they were basically just painting it silver night after night. And like I said, we'll do its own separate video for that, as well as the codpiece and the wings, boots, and all of that. We'll get into that in another video. But to say that this is a high point and a point of pride for all of us here is an understatement. So here is what your Demon Destroyer official armor looks like. And when you take a look at, if you can get past the squeaky mannequin that is, if you take a look at just how cool the spikes look, the forced shading as far as the highlights and the low light goes, this is all based on that Empire State Building Day, and it really does look like this armor is stepping right out of those images. Look, we love that look. You guys, the fans, have expressed for years now, when are you going to release the Destroyer armor, and please make the dark version? Guys, here it is, and it truly is something to behold. So as far as armor goes and the look is important. Obviously, we've got to nail it, but not only does it have to look good, it has to look like what Jean wore, and it has to look like that as far as leather bits, glue welds, all of it. And we made sure not to polish anything too much to make it look more like an idolized version of what was worn. This has to look like it's stepped out of those pages from back in the day. Again, the early outings in the Destroyer armor. So the look is one thing, and we couldn't be prouder of how well we got this to look. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't feel right when you wear it, it kind of tends to fall short. Where am I going with this? We've been making costumes professionally now for the better part of 25 years, probably even more. And the one thing that always frustrates me is when we make something that looks this good, and then you put it on, you look at yourself in the mirror like, oh my God, I look fantastic. And then 10 minutes later, it's not fun to wear because it's pinching your arms, or it's not resting right on your collarbones or on the tip of your shoulders, or it hurts your rib cage, and I can go on and on. Guys, those of you that are in tribute bands know exactly what I'm talking about. Customers of ours who wear armor, be it for Halloween or special events, regular cosplayers, you all know the heartache of putting on something that looks this good that just doesn't feel right. Or God forbid that it cracks because it's too hard and all of that. And all of those things we took into consideration. So armor, in the truest sense of the word armor, is hard, right? So here we go. We're looking at hard armor. And this is what the original plan was. Let's make it, hard armor and all of that. So this is just me putting it on. And just as I bend right here, it doesn't hurt because I have a shirt underneath, but I can feel it's pinching my skin right there. And anybody who's going to wear this is just a natural movement. Not only that, but I can feel how that's going to impact against my rib cage underneath my arm. And on and on and on and on and on. So what did we do? Well, we made sure that it looked just as badass, but we added a flexibilizer to our armor. So now the armor has some give. Not much. It's still hard. See? It's still hard. Okay? But it now has some give. Why did we do this? Okay, so here's the pecs. Imagine putting on the suit and the pecs are nice and straight and they don't conform to your body. So they basically sit just like that. That's not going to be comfortable, and it's not going to look flattering. And now you have a suit that's fighting against your body. Doing it in something that has a flexible nature to it, now it's going to conform to you. It's not going to warp. It's not going to get out of shape. It's going to adapt to you. And it's going to give you that little extra give to make sure that it's comfortable. Nothing is scratching me. Nothing is digging into me. To show you what I mean. Oh, and the arms have quick releases on them, so you don't have to fuss with them or anything like that. So here's the proper arm. And yes, the gloves are stitched onto the cuff, just the way they were for Jean. And what does this allow us to do? So not only that, but with the glove attached to the cuff, it gives me full control of my forearm. So even just moving like this back and forth, it controls how the armor moves because it's all connected. But not only that, there's no pinching. And this is like, it's now fun to wear. You know what I mean? I don't feel it digging into me as I'm dropping my arms down. See that? And all it was just a little bit of flexibilizer in the material, enough to keep it not fully rigid, give it a little give. And we're talking about pieces that are 1/4 inch and in some cases even 3/8 of an inch thick. So this is what the production pieces look like. Let me just clip that back in. So the arms are adjustable in height so that you can drop them and raise them if need be, okay? The front does not open up, even though that's how jeans did back in the day. And at some point, the buttons that were underneath, they started to fail. So jean just had a simple lace there in the front. And as simple as that is, that was brilliant because it allows you to tighten it. And it had this really cool rock and roll vibe. But what we're doing is we're introducing that lace in the back. Just ignore the fact that it's tied with a bow. There is a piece of hardware here that's going to be hiding the fact that the lace is adjustable. But this is actually brilliant because it allows you to tighten the midsection of the back armor and widen it based on your size. So this is tightened to its smallest point because mannequins are tiny and this is a really small mannequin. So this is how the suit goes on. There's a buckle up top and it is adjustable. And it makes the whole armor adaptable to you. Again, where am I going with that? Here's what one of the assembled back pieces looks like, okay? But because of the material and the way we're doing it, you see how it just conforms to the body? It's not gonna pinch my skin, it doesn't do anything. It's exactly the way we do the monster back armor, by the way. We were so successful with that, we just carried through with it towards and with the Demon Destroyer armor. Now, the collars, on the other hand, there's a lot of, most of the armor is actually supported by the collars. So what did we do? The collars are made out of your traditional type armor. Here I've got some that are unpainted. So you see what I mean? So that is your traditional armor right there. And everything is mounted and supported onto the collars and then cascades down. So this is your traditional hard armor. And this is what everybody that's ordered the dark suit is going to be getting. So as I said earlier, we're going to do a separate video for the silver version, as well as the codpiece, the wings, the boots, and all of that. And we're going to start delivering this month here. So as the weeks go on in December, we'll be shipping out lots of suits. When I say lots, I mean groups, not lots. Groups of suits, hopefully within at least a dozen a week. But as we move forward towards the month of December, anybody who's going to get their armor shipped out is going to be receiving an email with their tracking number direct from FedEx. Of course, you're more than welcome to call in and see where we're at with your particular armor. If you need any kind of an update, my direct line is 905-751-1556. If you have any questions, check out the website at www.kissreplicas.com or feel free to give me a call direct. But guys, here is your officially licensed Demon Destroyer armor. Rock on, everybody!